Greetings everybody, welcome back to another episode, and hope you're all well. Thanks for stopping by. So today's video is another pickups video, and I know I said in the last one that pickups would be slowing down, but I've still bought some stuff. Admittedly nothing too expensive. I've been scouring the bargain bins of eBay, and I've had a couple of trips to CEX and Cash Converters, and I've managed to find quite a few, well, reasonable items, I think. But please let me know in the comments if you agree, or if you think I've bought a load of old shite, shall we say. We've got a mixed bag. We've got PS2, Wii, 360, NES, PS1, Master System, and a DS game. Unusual for me, don't buy many DS games. But without further ado, I think we'll start with the PS2 because we've got most of those. And first of all, it's a game I've, played this sort of 20 years ago when it came out, and originally on the Dreamcast, and never really got on with it really. It was kind of, I'm a big fan of arcade races, and this kind of was the start of the end of the arcade really, in some ways. I'm talking about Ferrari 355 Challenge. I mean, it looks fantastic, but it moved away from the traditional bright, colourful graphics, arcadey style gameplay of a traditional Sega arcade racer into more of a simulation, sort of more realistic graphics and control of the car. And for me, it's the lesser for it. It's still nice, it's good, but the fun's not there like an arcade racer for me. But I'd never played the PS2 version, and so I thought, it was like £2 something. I thought I'm going to try it, and I've had a quick go, and it seems similar to the Dreamcast from what I can remember. It's been a long time since I played it. But being a big Sega fan, I decided I'd try and pick up the Sega sort of arcadey style games on the PS2 as well now. So I'm on the lookout for any of those I can come across. But that's Ferrari 355 Challenge. Any thoughts on that one? And then this next one, this is one I've never played before, and I'd heard it was a very realistic rally game, and realistic to me sounds hard. But again, this was £2 in CEX, and I thought I'm going to give it a go because I'd seen it running on a video and it looked alright. And that's Richard Burns Rally. I've only played one race on it so far, and it does seem quite tricky, but graphically quite nice, I'd say. But yeah, I'm gonna be giving this a bit more playtime. But any thoughts on that one, Richard Burns Rally? And then I've just been and found this one this morning actually. Had a trip to not CEX, Cash Converters, and this particular branch I've had a bit of look at in the past, but not been for a while. And I saw this one on the shelf, and I thought, I'm sure that's got some value. But it's not the kind of thing I'm into really. So I picked up Manhunt, and this was a £5. It's complete in the box, not bad condition. I've never played it. I'm guessing it's some kind of, well, it's an 18, so I'm guessing it's got either violence or horror, some kind of 3D shooter by the look of it. But I know it's well regarded, this, I believe. But it turns out that obviously you probably know more than me. It's not my thing, like I say, but it's Manhunt 2 that's the valuable one. But I think it's worth more than a £5. So was that a good deal, do you think? Have I done all right there? And next, now this one, I remember this coming out Japanese on the PS2 before even the UK PS2 had been released. And it's one I'd looked at a few times and kind of like the look of, because the graphics looked brilliant on the back of the box at the time. And for whatever reason, I never bought it. But again, I've just picked this up this morning in Cash Converters, and it was 50p. So I thought, I'm taking a chance for that kind of money, and finally play the Bouncer after all these 20 years or so since I first thought about buying it. It's a Squaresoft game, and I believe it's like a 3D beat 'em up, but it says RPG elements on the back, so I don't know. Anybody played that one, the Bouncer? Kind of looks like a 3D Streets of Rage to me, but that's what I always thought back in the day, and that's what made me want to buy it. So I'm curious to actually try that one, the Bouncer. And then the next one, I've actually already got this, so I'll move this one on, but it was too cheap to leave on the shelf, and that's from Russia with Love. PS2 again, obviously. Good game this. Complete in the box, not too bad a condition, but 50p, guys. Surely must be worth 50p of anybody's money. Can't go wrong. So I couldn't leave it on the shelf, could I? And then next, the background might be a clue here, and this is another one of these Sega Arcade games that I've decided to pick up on PS2, just as a comparison with the Dreamcast originals. And as you can see on the TV, Crazy Taxi. What an amazing game. You can't go wrong with this. I personally prefer the first one over the second and third. The discs in the machine, obviously. But yeah, this was £2 something, or £2 or £2.50, something like that. This was an eBay purchase. So just can't go wrong for that kind of money. What an amazing game. Spent hours on that on the Dreamcast. So it'll be interesting to try that one. It looks and sounds the same. I'm assuming it's going to be very similar. But do you know better? Is it a turd? I don't think it is, but let me know if it is. Now these next two, now these are thanks to watching Glen at Galloway Gaming, because he's recently done videos on these two, and they both look good. So thanks, mate. First one we've got G.I. Jockey. I think it was number 4 you highlighted, wasn't it? So yeah, I've just picked this up in Cash Converters, and 50p again. So I thought it looked great on your video, Glen. So I'm definitely going to jump on that one and give it a try myself, because I've only got the Wii version, and that requires energetic gameplay. So I'll be pleased to play with the controller for this one. That's G.I. Jockey 4. Getting too old for jigging about with the Wii remote. And then this next one, again, Glen at Galloway Gaming had featured this, like I say, and it looked amazing on his video, and he praised it highly. And I've managed to track it down, Driven to Destruction. I managed to find it on eBay in the end, because I'd looked in CEX and found one, but there was no manual. So I've got it complete this time off eBay, and got that one for £7. I don't think that seemed quite, slightly underpriced. Seems to be around a tenner. So I'm really looking forward to this one, because like I say, it looked great, and kind of Destruction Derby on the PS2, if you like. That's the impression I get. So I'm chuffed about that one. Thanks, mate, for the tip. Looking forward to that. That's the last of the PS2. Might as well do the PS1, and there's just a couple of these. This first one I've just picked up from Cash Converters again, and very rare I buy a PS1 game these days, especially a PAL one. But I used to love the original one of these when it first got released on the PS1. It blew my mind. It was so good and revolutionary, so much better than anything you'd seen on the Mega Drive and Super Nintendo. And I'm talking about Formula 1. Now, as I say, the original one I used to love. Played that quite a lot. Not sure I've played this 98 version. But it's in reasonably good condition. There is a crack on the box there, you can just about see. That's the only damage though. The rest of it's pretty good. The box you know, it's got the manual. It's not amazing condition, but it's all there, and the box isn't dropping to bits. But yeah, I saw this in Cash Converters, as I say, and it was 50p. Too cheap to leave there for 50p. The box must be worth that, surely. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing if that's much different to the original Formula 1 game. I think that was I think there's a 97 and this is 98. The first one's like 2 years older than this. So yeah, I'm looking forward to trying that. Then this next one, this is an import PS1 game. Now I've been chasing this one for quite some time actually. But I wanted it particularly on American NTSC format, purely because I think there are significant borders on the PAL version. But it's quite uncommon to find it, the American version. You can get the PAL one all day long, but it's always kind of intrigued me, and recently I watched somebody's video saying this was what started life as being what was going to be Streets of Rage 4. 4. I can't remember what video it was, but some video I've watched claimed this was once going to be Streets of Rage 4. And it's Fighting Force on the PS1. And it's not amazing condition, but it'll do. It's acceptable. And I've played the first couple of levels, and to be fair, it is like 3D Streets of Rage. I was quite surprised because I bought the Dreamcast Fighting Force 2 and I really didn't like that very much, because I was thinking that was going to be like Streets of Rage, and it didn't seem to be to me. It seemed to be just more of a 3D action type game. But this, really, I was quite impressed with this. This really genuinely is a game like Streets of Rage in 3D. I mean, obviously showing its age, it's quite clunky now. Don't control that well, but it's fun to play. So I'm absolutely chuffed to get that one at last, after I've been chasing that one for months and months and months. But any thoughts on that one? Anybody played that one? Am I dismissing part 2 too quickly? Is that actually good? Please let me know. Right, I think we'll do the Wii next. And now these two, again, I've been chasing these for quite a few months actually. I've got most of the Wii games I want. You know, I've got a reasonably good Wii collection, I'd say. I don't buy the you know, the fodder or the shelf filler, or you know, the shovelware. I only buy the decent games, or what I class as decent, is what I'd want to play anyway. And survival horror is not really my cup of tea. I don't mind it a bit, but I'm not that, you know, I'm not that bothered about it. But over the time, I've kind of more or less acquired all these survival horror games on the Wii, because obviously they're quite popular, and I started off buying them thinking, well, the Wii's cheap to collect for, and these survival horror games always go up in price, so I'm going to grab them when I can. And over the years and months, I've more or less got them all, but there were 3 or 4 I'm still to get, and these two I'd never got round to, and they're really cheap in CEX. They undersell them in CEX. They're £4 each, and on eBay you're probably looking at more like a tenner each. So I've always had them in my CEX watch list, and then one day, one quite local to me flagged up as showing both in stock. So I chased over there, thinking, oh, the condition's going to be shit, you know what it's like. They're going to be missing manuals, or the boxes are going to be dropping to bits, or look like you've been, you know, somebody's wiped their arse with them. But lo and behold, I got there, and the condition of both was quite nice. It must have been the same guy or girl took them in. And so I bought both. And I'm talking about Resident Evil 0 and 1. Like I say, CEX undersell these at £4. So to get them both complete, for £8 the pair, and they're in, like I say, they're in nice condition. I was absolutely chuffed with them to finally get them in the collection. And now I think that there are 2 survival horror ones now I'm looking for on the Wii. The one's quite difficult to get. The other one's not too bad actually. So they're on my hit list of wants in the next year or so, hopefully. And then, you know, like I say, there are some more games I want on the Wii. There's always one you think, oh, I haven't tried that one before. It's £2, I'll try it. So the Wii is amazing for that. You can pick up so many amazing games for next to no money. It's a constant surprise to me, the Wii. It's a brilliant console. Right, Xbox 360. Now I've only got one of these to show. Now this is a set. For some reason it came into my mind last week, and I thought, God, I haven't played those games for ages. And I can't, you know, it's a series I absolutely love. Amazing series. So I got to thinking, how many of these games were actually released on home consoles, and how many I'd got and how many hadn't I got. And so it turns out I had actually got most of them. But this one I hadn't, and I've never played it either. And I think it's the last one that got released actually, and it's Ridge Racer Unbounded on the 360. Now I know it's not like a traditional Ridge Racer game, it's more like Burnout I believe. But again, CEX sell this for a £5, which is quite a good price. And funnily enough, the same shop that had got the 2 Resi games had also got this. So it was a no-brainer to head over there and grab that one as well. So I'm looking forward to trying it. I'm not expecting it to be, like I say, like the original, but it'll be interesting to try it. And then regarding the games I'm missing in the Ridge Racer series, I had a real look at this shop. They'd got another one that I hadn't got in the collection, and so it turns out I'd gone to the CEX store for 4 games, and what are the chances all 4 are in good condition with the manuals? But they were. I was just flabbergasted. I think my luck was in that day. I should have put the lottery numbers on. But the last one I picked up from that shop was Ridge Racer DS. Now I had this way back when it came out. I think it was one of the, you know, quite an early game to get released, the cards in the machine. But it's in nice condition, really good actually. And again, they undersell this as well. This is a £4 or £5 I think it was. And I put it on when I got home and tried it. I thought, why the bloody hell did I sell this? It's pretty good. Such a good conversion on the DS. Absolutely amazing. I'm having great fun with it. Really getting stuck into that. I'm going to keep playing it till I complete it, I think, the way I'm enjoying it at the moment. Fantastic. Thoroughly recommend that if you like Ridge Racer and you've got a DS. You can control it with stupid touchscreen controls, but you can turn that rubbish off and play properly, and it's bloody brilliant. So back to regarding the Ridge Racer collection. I actually only need 2 games now for a full home set of Ridge Racer games. So those 2 are on my hit list as well. I need the Ridge Racer 2 on the PSP, which it's not a dear game, so I'll get round to that at some point. And then the other one I haven't got, oh no, I tell a lie, there's 3 I haven't got. The second one I haven't got is the Vita version, but I haven't got a Vita, so I'm in no rush to buy that, to be honest. If I see it cheap one day, maybe I'll pick it up just to complete the collection, but as I can't play it anyway, I might not bother. And then there's also a Japanese exclusive one for the PS2 called, it's not called Ridge Racer, it's something Velocity, Critical Velocity, or I've forgotten now, it's something like that, but it's more of an RPG based game, and it's not that cheap, so I'll keep my eyes open. I would like to get it, but if it's RPG based, you know, it's probably not going to be very playable, I'm guessing. So I'm not going to pay a fortune for it. But it's a Crucial Velocity or critical velocity, something like that. I forgot. So yeah, and then that'd be all the Ridge Racer games in the collection then, which would be amazing. Right, nearly there guys, won't bore you much longer, and we've got one NES pickup, and I've never played it before. I played the original version way back when on the Spectrum, when it got released on the 8-bit home computers. Never played the arcade, but used to quite like the Spectrum version. But I picked up Gauntlet 2 on the NES. Wasn't sure what to expect really, but to be honest, not a bad little game. Very similar to Gauntlet obviously, being the sequel, but it's good. I enjoyed it. Well, I think I paid £6 or £7 for that. Then this one, we're on to Master System now. This is the home stretch, the last console. And this one was picked up in another local CEX last week, I think it was. And it just happened to be in the, you know, in the glass cabinets, and I saw it, and £2. I thought it seems cheap for £2. But I think it was marked up at the cart only price, and it was actually boxed. No manual, unfortunately, but yeah, I know it's not a great game, don't get excited. But Rampart, £2. I thought that's got to be cheap. And it's not a bad box, so I can't understand why they're classing it as a cart only, to be honest. Because the box, it's missing the hang tab, but I mean it's not too bad. It's just got some damage on the cart label there. So whether that's the reason, I don't know. But yeah, for £2, I wasn't leaving that on the shelf. I've actually got the game unboxed, so you know, I'll probably sell that for more than £2 and free box, more or less. So, and I don't mind Rampart, it's a decent little strategy game, I think. So I was chuffed with that. And then the last two, now this one was a CEX online buy. This is quite expensive on eBay. And again, I think CEX are underselling this. It is cart only, but it's you know, it's quite expensive to get a boxed version. I think it's, you know, £40 or something. So I saw this on the website, £6 they list it for, cart only. I thought I'm going to try it for £6. And it's Dynamite Ducks. Now the cart label's, you know, got some wear on it, but it works great. So for £6, I thought that was a reasonable buy. What do you think? Great to be able to play it. If I can pick up, you know, a box one in the future, I can always move it on. So yeah, I think there are some bargains to be had on CEX. You know, they do undersell some stuff if you can pick through all the, you know, all the listings. There are some genuine cheap games to be had on there. Now the last one, guys, one of my all-time favourite games, but it's certainly a game that will have you pulling your hair out and breaking controllers. And I'm talking about Ghouls and Ghosts. Again, we've got some cart sticker damage. This one was off eBay. And again, it's quite pricey, this game. A complete one, again, I think it's 30-40 quid, something like that. So yeah, I got this cart only one. It was less than a tenner. I think it was 7 or 8 maybe. But I particularly wanted to play this because I've heard quite a few people say, knowing obviously everybody knows how insanely difficult Ghouls and Ghosts is. I've heard it said that the Master System version is the most forgiving version, and you know, the easiest in effect. So I was quite curious to play it to see how it differed really, and it really is quite a lot easier than the other versions. And there's also, you know, you've got where you can enter a shop and buy power-ups, and it really, I mean, it's a cracking game on the Master System without doubt. So I'm absolutely chuffed to have picked it up. You know, it's great, great way to play it. Clearly it's not the best version, you know, the Super Nintendo version is far superior, so is the PC Engine, you know, both amazing conversions, and the two best versions in my opinion. But absolutely chuffed to bits with this one. you know, cracking game. And at £6 or £7, whatever it was, I was chuffed to bits with that. But what do you think? What do you think of the old pickups there, guys and girls? Have I had some wins, or do you think I've overpaid? Please let me know. But thanks for watching anyway. Got to the end eventually. Sorry it's dragged on a bit. But yeah, thanks for watching, and hope to see you soon.